Hello everyone, welcome to a new Overwatch video, and in this video I'm gonna give you guys 7 tips on how to improve on competitive gameplay. Here we go! Hello everyone, this is Patrick V and welcome to a new Overwatch video. In this video I'm gonna show you guys a competitive game from me and Brutal, and while showing you the content I am gonna talk to you guys about 7 ways you guys can improve your competitive game. So before I'm gonna begin, if you love Overwatch, be sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. There's a lot of awesome Overwatch content on my channel, and there's a lot of awesome Overwatch content coming to my channel. So if you don't want to miss a thing, be sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. So let's begin with the tips, and we're just gonna start with the first tip. Tip number 1: make sure you have enough time to play the games. This is one incredibly simple, yet it's constantly overlooked. In competitive you're going to be playing much longer sets of matches, given how the system works. If you don't have enough time to play a full game, don't queue up. There's nothing worse than having to leave early and then abandon your team to a loss. And a competitive game can be really long, since sometimes you go into overtime. It happened to me a couple of times during my placement matches, so yeah, make sure you have time to play, guys. Tip number 2: communication is key. So Overwatch is by definition a team game. Trying to escort a payload by yourself is just making things harder for yourself. Whether you are using the team chat or your mic, speak to your teammates and organize a strategy. Even if it's just to let your team know your ultimate is ready. Teaming up, combining the ultimates is definitely key if you want to go higher up. And to be honest, I'm not always doing that, but I know it's really important to do so, since a couple of teams really rolled us in the placement matches by placing their ultimates together at the same time, combining them. So definitely communicate with your team, guys. Tip number 3: you can't always choose the role you want to play. In an ideal world we would all be matched up with the perfect teammates and the ability to find the role we play the best. Unfortunately this won't always happen. If you go into a game with the mindset of I only play snipers, you might find yourself trying to fill a role that isn't required. Sometimes someone that doesn't normally play tank might have just picked tank to help the team. So why not pick a support when it's needed? So if you're not sure on which role you want to fill in, it would be really useful to just practice with a couple of characters. And the characters I think you should practice with, on offense definitely Soldier 76. On defense you could use Mei. Mei is pretty good, I think. A tank is Reinhardt, is a pretty easy character, and as a support you can go Lucio for attack, and you can go Mercy for defense, and well, I'm sort of inching to Mercy for attack as well, since her res is she's really good now. So yeah, I think Mercy could be good for attack as well. But yeah, the main key is just practice with a couple of characters in each role, so you always play a character you're comfortable with. Tip number 4: you aren't an X main, and what I mean by that is you cannot go with Bastion on the attack. Well, maybe you can, but sometimes it's not a wise thing to do. And I mean, maybe it's just smart to adjust to your teammates. It doesn't matter if you have 200 hours on Bastion, you shouldn't be picking him on attack. You're going to severely frustrate your teammates, as well as most likely lose the game. The game is made around versatility, so be versatile. So that was a hard work, guys, but yeah, we made it, we managed it. Another good tip is overtime. And what I basically mean, because this is something that's really overlooked for some reason, I don't know how, but I really understand that your KD ratio is incredibly important, or it could be important, but so is winning games, guys. If you're playing, for example, Pharah, and you just watch your team get wiped in overtime, it's your job to get on that point. There's no point flying around the edges and never trigger the overtime clock restart, just for the sake of not dying. It doesn't matter if you're alive and the game is lost. So yeah, go to the objective, force an overtime long enough for your teammates to get in. Tip number 6, focus the objectives. Again, this is so important and yet often so overlooked. I understand that heroes such as Genji and Tracer like to flank, however there is a very clear distinction between flanking for kills and flanking for a purpose. If you're single-mindedly flanking to kill the Widowmaker that shot you once and dying in the process, you're not only denying your team the aid of the 6th player, you're also feeding the ultimate of the enemy team. If you're playing a flanking hero, make sure your plays have purpose. Clear the way for your team by eliminating important threats. If it's not working, whether due to heroes like Symmetra defending their backliners or a strong choke point position, then swap heroes and rejoin your team. 3 minutes of dying alone helps nobody but the other team. So yeah, focus the objective and try to attack together. Another thing I think it's really important is to group up, guys. Don't go in solo bolo and just die like I said a moment ago. Just group up and go for it. And the last tip number 7, well, I'm not 100% sure if it's true, but I think there is a logic in it. Group up with max 2 or 3 players, and what I mean is if you're gonna group up with 6 players and for example you're not really working together but the other team is, that's really difficult to win. Also, if you are gonna group up with a full party, you're gonna get ranked against really tough opponents, since they play with full teams as well. Plus the system seems to be broken a bit, and by that I mean sometimes you don't really get ranked against fair opponents. Sometimes when you're in gold, for example, you can get ranked against diamond players, and yeah, in my opinion that's not really fair, and yeah, I really think Blizzard should change that, but until that happens, I think it's best to group up with just 2 or 3 players, because it is a little bit easier if you do it like that. So yeah, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, the gameplay. I mean, I did my best, of course, and I really hope you guys find these tips useful. If you get tips for your own, let me know in the comments below, or let our other watchers know. I mean, maybe I'm forgetting something. Maybe I can explain something in a new video. So yeah, be sure to let me know in the comments below, and yeah, just help each other. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye bye.
Epic. Epic.
Ah! Impressive, if I do say so myself.